Hey guys, Melissa here. Welcome to my channel. So this week I'm giving myself a little bit of a challenge. So a while ago I had bought these guys. They were on clearance. I thought I was buying 5, but they happen to be 2-packs, which I didn't realize. So I have 10 of them. I was thinking of making a video wrapping these 10 different ways, making pendants out of them. So just hang with me here and we'll see what I come up with. Okay, so I have 10 of these donuts or focal beads, I think. They do have holes. They're top drilled from right here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that yet. I think I'm going to treat them like donuts, so let's get going with the first one. I'm going to use some 18 gauge. I think I'm going to pull out about 16 inches. That should give me plenty. And I'm just going to kind of wrap up the side. So I'm going to start making a swirl. Not too big. This bead isn't too big here. Just going to start wrapping it around. Oops. Okay. I like these guys evenly spaced. I'll go one more time around. Till I get the very top here. And then I want to make a little bit of a bail, so I'm going to use a dowel of some sort. This happens to be a coiling gizmo. Try to get that centered. Okay, go twice around with that. And start wrapping it around this side. Nice and snug. And just end this wire. So there's one. This next one, I'm gonna hang a dangly down the center. I need to wrap my riolet real quick. I'm gonna try putting it up through the hole. Of course, I gave myself plenty of extra. Maybe I'll do 3 on each side. One, 2. This is 22 gauge, by the way. And before I snip it off, I just want to wrap it around the base here. Just to lock in this stone so it doesn't come loose. My wire's getting all gnarly again. Maybe one more time. Snip it short so I don't have to feed all that through. Alrighty, let's take some 18 gauge. No, I want 20 gauge. 20 gauge, 6 inches just to be safe. Make a little swirl. Okay, so I have my swirl facing down. Take your pliers, kind of wrap it around your pliers, feed it onto your bead, This one I'm going to have to pinch it around a little better. And decide how many times you want to go around. Make sure you have enough wire to go around the same amount of times on the other side. Maybe I'll go around again. Make the little loop to hold my bail. Bring this around 3 more times. Gotta pull nice and tight. Yep, I should have just enough. I'm a little short on this side, and it's a little tighter, so I'm gonna have to adjust this other side. This side just didn't get tight enough the first time around. I'm gonna have to snip off the swirl anyways because it's too big. And I want my swirls to match. This one I want to be symmetrical. So I need to snip off a little more. And then just go through and adjust your other wires. So this one I just have to stick a ring on top for a bail, and that's pendant number 2. All right, 2 down, 8 to go. This next one's gonna be a little bit of an experiment. I'm gonna wrap a bail and then try to wrap it around the donut. So I'm gonna put my 2 square wires together, and towards the center I'm gonna wrap them with my half round. To create my bail. And then see if we can wrap it around our donut. Okay, I want to check this and make sure, see how big we are. I think that much should be good. So, all right, we got a nice bail. Okay, now what to do with the bail. Next, I think I'm just gonna bind these together to keep my bail stable. I'm just gonna put a little hook on my scrap here. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but we'll make it work. It kind of slides a little bit. Well, I think this swirl's done. Let me tack it down. Kind of tuck these away down in the bail. I'm going to bring both those up. I'm going to finish them up behind the veil. Okay, so that's that one. That one I need to work on. Try to do it a little quicker, a little cleaner. For my next one, I want to do some weaving. I want to make like a figure-8 woven bezel for it. I just want to quick measure how far around this donut we have to go. So thereabouts 3.5 inches. I'm going to have to check it while I go. So 3.5 inches. And I'm going to have to make a bail and some decorative components. So I think I'm going to cut off 7 inches, 20 gauge wire, 2 of them. These are my base wires. Hopefully that will be plenty. It's 3.5 millimeters, so I'm going to try to get my weave about 4 millimeters wide. I do have this nifty little clamp to hold them. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use something like this. You just get these at the hardware store. The trick is with these weaves is keeping your distance between your base wires consistent, and that's what I have to work on. So that's why I chose this, so I can get some practice. I'm going to use 28 gauge weaving wire. Okay, so I want to weave approximately 3 to 3.5 inches. I've got 7 inches. 7 inches minus 3.5 leaves me with 3.5. 3.5 divided by 2 is 1.75, so I want to leave about that much on either side. Just to give me a guide, I want to mark out 1.75 on either side. 2 inches on that side. Close enough. Start off my weaving wire. Now I need to decide how many wraps in between my figure 8s. Let me do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I use my fingernails. Bring my clamp up to those marks. So if you're not familiar with a figure 8, you're going to cross and under or over depending on how you're wrapping. Do your wraps. And so you're going over, so you're going to go under on the other side, like a figure 8. I'm going to try to keep these base wires as parallel as possible. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go weave the rest of this off camera since this technically isn't a weaving video. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I got about 3.5 inches weaved, so I'm gonna measure it to my stone here. Okay, I think I've weaved enough. Okay, these 2 front wires are gonna be my bail wires. I'm gonna bring my weaving wire up and kind of tie these 2 together. I want to do another figure 8 weave back up the bail, but I have to shape the bail first before I start to weave to decide how wide I want it and how long I want it. I don't want it to come up too far, about that much. And then bend the wire back on both sides so they're parallel to each other. Maybe I'll do 2, 2 and 2. Always being careful not to misshapen my formed wire. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cut these ends flush so I don't stab myself. Those are pretty sharp. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I'll finish the rest off camera. Okay, so I just brought it down a little ways longer, and then I finished it off on this side. And I just want to shape my bail a little bit. Bring my weave up tight, and I want to bend these wires to the side to lock in that weave so it doesn't unravel on me. Alright. I'm going to take advantage of this drilled hole here to help me stabilize the bead in the setting. So I just thought I'd jazz it up a little bit, but I think I'm going to have difficulty keeping it in the setting because this hematite is really shiny. Okay, this is the back, and the wire coming up that side, I'm bringing around on this side. Get a little shorter, again, make a swirl and then tighten it, kind of stitch it onto the pendant. Okay, let's stitch those sides with some 28 gauge. Stitch this front part to the frame as well. Okay, this is how this one turned out. I'm not too fond of it. It was really a bear to work on. This setting works much better on a cabochon. I figured I'd give it a try on one of these. I had to go off camera and curse a little bit. Still didn't turn out quite the way I would like, but there you go. There's number 4. All right, there's those 4. 6 to go. Okay, so I have 1 left for this video. I think I'm just gonna quit after 5 and work on the next 5 for the next video. So this one, I think I'm going to start on the bottom. I'm going to use 18 gauge wire, round. Let's see. Make myself a nice swirl. Okay, maybe I'll give it a little bit of a pound. I want to shape it, and then I want to weave it on. I'll leave myself plenty for a bail. All right, so I want to shape this around. And then up here, my bail's gonna pop up. I think I'll use a 26 gauge weaving wire today. I'm gonna be weaving through a donut. I'm gonna have to cut myself off a piece. I don't believe I'll be able to work off the spool. Probably an arm's length. Two. How many reps do I want in between? 4. 4 sounds good. Trying to pull this through without snagging it. One, 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep my wire nice and straight still. No kinking. One, 2, 3, 4. Might have given myself too much wire. It's all wants to slide up on me. Sliding on a regular donut would be fine because they're perfectly round, symmetrical, but I don't want this one sliding because it's a different shape. 4. One, 2. Tighten my spiral up a little bit. trying to decide what to do with the top. Should I keep wrapping? I think I'll stop. Hopefully I don't regret it. Should I just wrap this around? So I'm pretty much done. I just want to tighten everybody up. I don't want to break them. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so there's 5 different styles so far. Thank you for watching, making it this far through the video. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I still have 5 more to wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.